Hello, dear listeners. Do you enjoy playing video games with your best friends? Then I have the pod for you. I'm Philip, host of the Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. Each week, my co-host Nave and I break down a cooperative experience in gaming, and we are always looking for new co-op partners to join us. So come play with us on the Gaming Together podcast.
So I'm standing over this toilet taking a piss and I'm playing my Pokemon and I dropped it in the toilet. I remember the Game Boy just tumbling into water. And I remember screaming for my mom, trying to get this Game Boy
Wait, how
out.
old were you?
And she yelled at me. And
Oh
I was
my
just,
god.
traumatized. I was like, no, my Pokemon.
That's Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. Come on down, co-op partners.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ItJustWorksPodcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and today we are going to be looking back at ApexLegends, probably the best Battle Royale game that came out in this current generation. Eric, the casual gamer, is here today, so you will hear him talk about this game with me. We played a lot, and we're excited to talk about it with you. Don't forget, the show is actually sponsored by Forever Grips Gaming Accessories. You can go ahead and check them out. There will be a link in the description. You can use the promo code ItJustWorksPod in all caps and get 15% off your purchase. So please go support them as they are supporting the show. And that's it, everybody. So let's cue that intro. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round 2 of recording a looking back episode with Eric, the casual gamer. Eric, how you doing? Are you ready for round 2?
Yes.
So, in this episode, we will be talking about Apex Legends, the Titanfall universe battle royale game that is free to play from Respawn Entertainment. And it's a great game, but it's not without its issues, and we are definitely going to get into that. But first, I want to talk about when the game came out and when it's coming out on the Switch, so you guys can keep your eyes out if you only have a Nintendo Switch. So the game originally came out for all consoles and PC. Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, February 4th, 2019. And the Nintendo Switch version is planned for release in late 2020. And crossplay just came out on October 6th. We played, 4 or 5 matches of crossplay? We played a few matches.
Yeah, we played, yeah.
So we'll definitely give our thoughts on that as well. But like I said, it takes place in the Titanfall universe. I believe it's 20 years after Titanfall 2. And it is a online battle royale game with it's like a hero battle royale. Your characters have abilities and certain passive abilities that give them the edge in some combat situations. Some characters are meant more for support or reconnaissance, but Eric, what were your initial thoughts of Apex when you played it?
Oh, I just thought it was cool. I thought the designs were cool, the characters were cool. I just thought it was a really solid game right off the bat. Kings Canyon's a really good level. Like I said, all the characters they're cool. I mean, they're all unique. They all do different things. They all contribute in ways. Even the guns. I mean, there's a lot of guns.
But having played Titanfall, what was it like to go from Titanfall 2 to Apex? Even though you weren't playing Titanfall 2 the day before Apex came out.
Yeah.
Did you even... I mean, you played Titanfall 2 a decent amount.
I didn't play Titanfall 2 online that much. I did beat the campaign twice, I think.
Good campaign.
Yeah, really
Just
good.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, amazing.
Go listen to that episode if you haven't yet.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, just the plethora of guns, I thought everything was there.
The sandbox was great. The abilities were great. Nothing really felt overly broken when the game came out.
No.
I think everything was...
Not that I recall.
Everything was fine. The gameplay was great, but I think the reason why this Battle Royale really stood out is it took what Titanfall did so well and it's your character movement. Being able to climb over walls, slide, just the overall ability, just the way it feels when you play this game. Even Call of Duty Modern Warfare, 2019 doesn't feel as good as this game does. I mean, everything you do is so fluid and it feels natural. It doesn't feel choppy at all if you're climbing a wall, jumping over that wall, sliding down a hill. It feels great. It feels like you're actually doing it. The guns are all very well designed, besides the L-Star. I'd say every gun in the game is pretty great. Even the Mozambique, I would say, is pretty awesome. This Battle Royale introduced the ping system. It allows you to ping enemies, loot, areas you're going to survey, areas you're going to go loot, defend. It allows for communication among players with no headsets to be pretty seamless, and it also added respawning, which was a first for Battle Royales. So much that these two things Fortnite copied within like a week of Apex's launch. They blatantly copied respawn and pings. It was pretty crazy. So I just would say that this game brought a ton of new things to the Battle Royale genre that actually felt great, let alone being free to play, just like Fortnite. But it just felt right. Like, everything about it was good. There's 23 player teams on a match or a single match at a time. I just would say that this game, till this day, really stands out with all the updates. But the game isn't without its issues, and that's what I want to talk about, is the updates. This game is so notorious for buffing and nerfing abilities, weapons, taking weapons out of the sandbox, taking hop-ups out of the sandbox, like the disruptor rounds that went on the RE45 and Alternator, which were badass, and I miss them till this day. They took Skullpiercer out for like a season or two. They took they took weapons out. Most recently, I think the thing that stands out the most is Pathfinder's grapple ability, his LB tactical ability. His cooldown for using his grapple went from like 12 or 13 seconds to a solid 35 seconds. And I would dare say it almost completely ruins the character. And their thought process to balance it out is using survey beacons. So every time you use a survey beacon with Pathfinder, you get your zipline, your ultimate ability, which is the zipline. You get it back instantaneously if you have it charging up. And your cooldown for the ultimate goes down 10 seconds each time you scan a survey beacon. So there's a possibility to scan these beacons 8 times in a match, but I would just say that, besides, the game being great, it is not without its issues, and it's just like, I feel like they nerfed the game way too much. Disruptor rounds should still be in the maps. I really don't like games that take stuff out that have already been in there. If it's not broke, don't get rid of it. They added another map, World's Edge, with season 3? We had Crypto. Yeah. And that map sucked ass.
It did.
And they forced you to play on it for a whole season or two before they brought back Kings Canyon as a map that was featured for the season. But they also had cooldowns, so like every hour or hour and a half the maps change. And I just think that even though, Apex Legends is good, there's just a lot they still need to work on. What are things you don't like? Because it's easy to talk about what we like, but what do you...
The maps, yeah. I mean, there's a couple things. I mean, Kings Canyon was great when it came out. Then they made some adjustments. It was okay. World's Edge came out, and we just didn't care for it. I don't really know why. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't pinpoint.
It's too open.
Yeah.
And then the charge rifle came out, and it had to get nerfed like the same week because it was so broken. Like, it stunned you. Mm-hmm. It did a ton of damage.
Yeah, I mean, the new World's Edge that literally just happened
in the last season.
Season 6, right?
Yeah, I think it's this season. I really like it.
That's good.
Yeah,
there's a lot more areas. There's not a lot of dead space.
There's barely any space that's like wide open.
Right.
They got rid of a lot.
So, it's better now. But yeah, I mean, they've done too much, like you just said, too much buffing, too much nerfing, too much back and forth. It'd be nice if they were a little more consistent with some of the guns. The R99, kind of hate that it's in a
Care package.
care package. Thank you.
I'm okay with it being in a care package. It's just everyone relied on it too much.
True.
The gun's too easy to use. I think that gun should be a care package weapon because it made people who didn't have to try do good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this game is a battle royale. You should have to try and do good. You know, unlike you.
I try every time.
Like, dude, this fool will miss half a mag with an R301.
That's me trying.
Yeah, trying to miss.
Well, whatever.
But anyways, I would just say that I wish they would stop taking stuff out. I'm still okay with the R99 being a care package weapon. You know, one of the things they did right, I guess, recently, you know, we can't, you know, hate on them for everything, is like the triple take comes with a precision choke now because it's the only gun on the field that needs it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like, if you get that gun early, you are pretty much destroying everybody in the area if you don't miss a shot. And the headshots on that gun are terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, and then if you look at the characters, I think they've done a really good job with all the characters. I mean, there's some characters that you kind of don't really want to play, but for the most part, for someone like myself who just kind of picks mostly maybe the same 5 characters, you know, I don't have like a main like everybody. You know, I think they're good, dude. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's supposedly 6 more coming or something like that. So I think that's really one of their stronger points is their characters. But on the flip side is the buffs that they do. I think the Pathfinder buff was just so stupid because
Nerf.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Nerf. It's stupid because it's 2 different things. The grapple and the actual zip line.
You know, I never saw anybody use the grapple enough, though, to where I feel like, oh, they should really change that.
Exactly.
And
the
I was
only
somebody
person
that did it.
was you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if you watch videos...
There's a ton of other people who probably do it.
Yeah. But when I'm watching, you know, I really didn't see anybody doing what you were doing, so I didn't think... I mean, yeah, I guess you can get away, but you can do the same thing with Bangalore, like 2 smokes, and you can pretty much get out of there. Plus her regular... when she gets shot at, she runs faster, 2 times faster, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, well, why didn't they take one of those away or slow that down? That's the one gripe I have with just the characters.
Well, I think Lifeline's tactical ability now is pretty broken.
Mm-hmm.
Or passive, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally pick people up without picking them up.
Mm-hmm.
And it creates a shield, too. So that shield... Like, I think the shield should only have, like, 50 damage on it. See, if we can shoot the shield down like a Rampart shield, then it would balance out not even having to focus on picking the person up manually. I'm surprised they haven't done that. That's a really good fix for that. She's broken as fuck. Like, I hate fighting lifelines.
Yeah, and pretty much every time you go and fight somebody, there's a lifeline.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with it. I mean, yeah, I agree. Maybe it could be a little bit different where you, like you're saying, you hit the shield and it goes down quicker or something like that. But I usually tend to throw a couple grenades and try to make things happen like that.
And hope for the best.
Hope for the best, exactly.
Before we go deeper into the characters, the weapons, the nerfs, the buffs, the maps, what drew you into the game, though? So you had, before this came out, you had PUBG, you know, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Right, didn't play it.
You had Fortnite.
I played it once.
But in terms of Battle Royales, what about this game drew you in? What stands out that brings you in almost every day if you play Xbox?
For me, it just looked, I don't know, more solid. I mean, the Titanfall 2 that it came from Titanfall.
Well, that immediately drew you in because that sci-fi universe is crazy. The weapons always felt good in those games.
Right.
So it already gave you a good idea.
I think the characters kind of kept me there and drew me in a little bit.
Yeah, I would say that.
I'm trying to remember how I saw it first, and I don't remember.
Well, what happened is, I'll never forget, because till this day, it's so crazy that this game was kept under wraps for so long, because it was in development since 2017. So last year, a bunch of people leaked it on Friday and Saturday. And then it was announced on a Monday. It was announced on Sunday, and then the stream happened on a Monday. And they just revealed it, said, here's the game, play it today for free. They just that was like the best marketing. And then they paid a ton of streamers to play it for like a week, and it just blew up. Like,
yeah.
It's just crazy.
I think it's more...
I think King's Canyon design, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
The King's Canyon is a character in itself, the original map. Like,
Skull
Town,
Air
Base, relay, artillery, just so many things about the map being so well designed. Like, you never really felt like if I go here, I'm not going to get anything good. Swamps, repulsor, water treatment, you never really felt like. And that was the thing about World's Edge, though. If I land somewhere, I'm like, I'm not going to get anything good here. They're going to get the upper hand. And I just think the level design on King's Canyon before they made changes was perfect. I think the characters, too, though, like, really draw people in. Mirage is funny as shit. Pathfinder's cool. Kind of whimsical. Wraith is cool.
I think the characters definitely kept me there. But I wanted to check something out. I think at the time, like, Fortnite was pretty big, but I had tried it out and didn't care for it. It's a little too cartoonish for me.
PUBG's just a little too serious.
Yeah, PUBG was just a little too much. So I didn't really get into either one of those. And then this came along. I was like, well, I guess I'll try this. It looks cool.
But I would also say that this game came out at a perfect time. It's February. There's not a lot going on, in the free-to-play space. But even the genre of Battle Royale was getting kind of stale. I mean, people were really getting burnt out of it, so to speak. Not statistically, but it just felt like people didn't care about it as much. And then this game comes out and completely changes, pretty much how you play them. Now there's respawns, and, Call of Duty's Warzone has respawns. It has the Gulag, where you have to fight your way back for a respawn, or you don't come back, but then your teammates can buy you back in anyways. So I don't really know why the Gulag even exists. I would just say this game just did a lot right. It's the 8 characters that came out at launch. You had Caustic, Mirage, Wraith, Bloodhound, Gibraltar, Lifeline, Pathfinder, Bangalore. They were all great characters.
Yeah.
But I want to move on to the seasons and the characters they've added. So like Watson, Octane, Rampart, Revenant, Loba. Mm-hmm. Do you like all the new characters? Is there any characters you don't like? Anything that kind of made you go, maybe they don't have that same charm as they used to? For me, it's Revenant. I hate hearing him talk.
I just hate what he says. I'm okay with the voice and the sound of his voice. I don't like what he says. It's just kind of stupid. There's nothing, maybe it's, I don't know. I guess there's nothing positive about it, which is kind of a stupid gripe, but...
Well, no, it's just, it's something that is a distaste to you, and you're just sharing it.
Octane I like a lot. I think
Octane's
he's done
cool.
pretty well.
He's definitely that motocross, super energized, adrenaline junkie.
Yeah. Crypto, for what he does, is, he's sort of useless, but I still like him.
Yeah, I don't care about his abilities at all, but the character's super badass.
Yeah.
Watson's my favorite, for sure.
Watson was cool. She's got some nice abilities. And then Revenant, he's okay.
I think his abilities are lackluster, too. Like his ultimate, the Death Totem.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea, but very rarely do I think it actually works.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, I'm so glad he used that. Now we got a squad wipe. Like, I don't really see that.
Right.
When people... Because you can hear it. I think that's the thing, is that it's extremely loud if he puts it up. So everyone knows that they're going to go into that Death Totem mode.
Yeah.
Because you can hear it very, very well.
Yeah. Maybe they should add a little bit more time to it or something.
Maybe a little bit more time, or just make it quiet.
Because the thing is realistically, if you hear gunshots, you're going to go third party somebody, right? You want to hide that thing because people can shoot it, and then then it's useless. It breaks, it's useless, it's gone. So you want to sort of be away from that fighting, hide it, do the totem, and then by the time you run into what's going on, you barely have any time left in the totem. So it's kind of useless to a degree.
Yeah. What about Loba?
Loba's fine.
Yeah, I think the buff that they gave her ultimate's really good. That black market. You can use it.
You know, I noticed that, and I totally didn't know that was a buff. But I noticed yesterday when you were playing her that you were like always using her.
Yeah.
Or putting the black market down. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool.
I think her ring toss ability, I think it should go a lot farther.
Yeah, me too.
It's a fucking ring.
And maybe a little quicker.
I think they buffed it a little bit.
Did they? Okay.
I don't know. I couldn't tell because Pathfinder's bugged as we speak, so I had to play as other characters yesterday. They respawn.
Yeah.
Loba's super cool. I like her backstory. You know, Revenant killed her parents. Now she just hates everybody.
Well, that's the thing too. Is Revenant's kind of a cool character. I like his look. I think his abilities are kind of shit, except the climbing higher than normal. Yeah. That's good. And actually, his LB is good too. To get rid of, especially against like a lifeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think his death totem could definitely be buffed. And then who else we got? Rampart.
I think she's super cool but useless because I don't sit still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she's
very cool. Her design's cool. The idea of her is cool. But I like who sits?
I like her lines. They're funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's funny. But yeah, nobody actually sits, which kind of is a reason for Watson.
That's the reason for Watson, but Watson's mobile, you know, like she can do it anywhere.
Right.
Not that Rampart can't, but you're not trying.
It just feels more of a fortification.
Yeah, it's like you're really trying to just sit here and hunker down into one position.
And I feel like her shields are pretty easy to break.
Yeah, I mean they require 400 damage, so if you don't miss a shot with a mag, it's usually enough to get rid of it. The minigun's cool.
I think if the minigun could be placed, and then let's say you want to walk off with it and actually hold it like in Halo, I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
but instead of getting infinite ammo, once you take it off and you're holding it and walking around,
does it have infinite ammo now?
Yes.
I don't think it does.
I think so.
Okay. Well, agree to disagree because I don't know. That shows how much I played as the character. I think she's super badass. And then her passive is if you have LMGs, they do extra damage.
And she reloads faster, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't play as that character.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she reloads faster with LMG.
It's Spitfire's life, but
right. So I think that's cool. And like I said, I like
characters you wish weren't in the game. Gibraltar is for people who are pansies.
Yeah.
His ultimate, his dome shield, the arm shield, like their design of him, you know, they wanted him to be like a walking fortress. I think that's super cool. But in the multiplayer scheme of things, like I really despise it. Mm-hmm. I think he's kind of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's the only one that I kind of just don't like playing as for the most part. And I know that online everybody says, "Oh, well, you know, we're watching, or they're calculating the run speed and everything." But God, he feels so slow.
Yeah, there's no difference.
I know, but he feels slow. So does Costa.
Well, it's because they're animations. When you're holding the rifles, you can see it. They walk like that.
Yeah.
And that's something I noticed right away. And I hate
it. So I don't like playing as them.
Yeah, I wish so. If you're in it, give them the same run speed, then why even change the animation, you know? Because the way they hold the guns when they're running, it's very noticeable and it looks goofy.
Right.
But for some reason, Chappie, or Pathfinder, who's the same...
That's what they should have... Oh, I know, it's probably copyright.
I mean, that franchise ain't worth a lot of money. They probably could have got a crossover.
Yeah, right.
What are your favorite guns? What are your top 5 favorite guns to use? There's a lot of guns, man.
I do love the Flatline.
The Flatline is probably one of the most consistent guns in the game.
Yeah.
For sure. And it was in Titanfall, too.
You know I love me some P2020, though. Right off the bat.
He really sucks with the P2020.
Who cares, dude? I love that gun.
You know what? As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. You're right. Who cares?
That's all
Flatline, R301,
Flatline, R301. I do like the P2020. You know, gun I hate, and I know that a lot of people love it, is the Prowler.
Oh, you should see me use the Prowler. Dude.
I know. I've seen you. I hate it. I don't know why.
I don't know why people put it in full auto.
Yeah, because that's my problem. Is I put it in full auto.
It sucks.
But it's not as good.
No, I don't like it in full auto.
I think when it's in full auto, it has too much recoil. whereas the burst doesn't. So that's why.
I don't know if there's.
I'm sure there's nothing, but to me.
Well, no, I think the burst has more recoil. It should have more recoil. You're bursting bullets, whereas the automatic is shooting rounds off at a time, but burst is shooting 5 rounds off at a time. So technically, burst should have more recoil.
Yeah, I don't really care for that gun. I think the Mozambique is a piece of shit.
I like it.
Even with the attachments, I still think it's stupid. I do like the Mastiff being there.
Yeah, the Mastiff being on the map is very smart. Because the Peacekeeper is great as a care package gun, but the Mastiff, it feels natural. It's almost like a Gears of War Nasher, where it feels like, oh, I'm glad this is on the map. It should be on the map.
Yeah, God forbid you land next to somebody who gets one. See you later.
Yeah, seriously. It's just like the Devotion.
Yeah, Devotion, I do like the Devotion. The Volt, I don't really care for the Volt too much.
It's an extremely unforgiving gun, but if you land all of your shots, you are winning the game.
Yeah. So Flatline, R301, P2020. I'm going to throw the Mastiff in there, and then I still kind of like, man, I don't know, what would be my 5th gun? Probably some sort of sniper rifle, even though I'm the best with it.
He sucks at sniping. I
like trying, dude. It's all about trying.
Yeah.
I like the longbow. Actually, I kind of like the Sentinel.
It's just normally there's improving when you try and do.
Ryan, I can't just sit and play video games like everybody
I don't
else.
even play them that much.
I didn't say you. I said everybody
I know.
else.
I heard you at the end, so my bad. I would say number 1 is the Wingman. Just kidding. It's a hit or miss. quite literally is a hit or miss.
Yeah, and most of the time lately you've been missing.
Yeah, it hasn't been too hot. I think it's because I don't control my shots. R301 is easily the best gun in the game. It's very accurate. It's very easy to use. And the way I play, I try to take out whole teams by myself. So you don't want a gun that can do that. And there's a lot of clips of me doing that, so don't worry. You can go to the Instagram page and check them out. I'd say the second best gun for me is the Prowler. Just when I put it in burst mode, I can hit people from even far range. I don't know how I do it, but it's been pretty consistent for me as of late.
It's that auto aim.
It's that auto aim, everybody. I'd say number 3 is probably the Longbow. I've just loved that gun forever. I can use it close range. I can use it super far, mid-range. I mean, that gun is perfect. If you land with that, you have a good chance of taking out people like it's nothing. Number 4, probably the Hemlock. Before it became overused, because now I really hate even getting shot by it. Like, when I get shot by it, it pisses me off now.
Yeah.
Because I know that person's going to just keep trying to tag me with a single fire, or God knows what else. And then number 5 is the Wingman. I really do love that gun. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the Hemlock and put Flatline. And then number 5 will be the Wingman. But the Wingman, some days I'm on it, and most days I'm not. But I'll never give up on that gun.
What's the one gun that you absolutely hate landing on from the beginning?
L-Star.
L-Star? Really?
Even though it is technically really good to land
It's
on.
really good.
I'd rather you give me like a P2020 or something.
Yeah?
Even a Mozambique.
I was going to say Mozambique, but I don't want to say that because that's the obvious choice. So.
Yeah, I'd probably say the L-Star. Like, I just don't like that gun. I feel... The gun doesn't feel right when you shoot people with it. I feel like I'm shooting boogers at people. I don't even know, dude. Like
boogers?
Yeah, like, okay. I don't know. Because we used to call the plasma pistol in Halo a booger gun. It just feels like the shots aren't doing anything. Like when you fire a round out of an R301, there's a weight to it. There's no weight to the L-Star. It just feels like you're...
What if it's the sound effects?
I think it's the sound effects. I think it's the vibration.
When you unload a clip?
Meg?
Thank you. Clips are for sissies, or whatever she says.
Yeah. Magazines are for city girls. I don't know.
Whatever Bangalore says.
Oh, God, she's got some terrible lines.
Yeah, she does. That's the only thing I don't like about her.
Yeah, her like...
skins aren't that great either.
I mean, the one I'm using is pretty sick, the SWAT one. I mean,
the SWAT one's
the green
cool.
variant.
Yeah, that one's cool. Trying to... L-Star I like landing on. I'm trying to
think Alternator, P2020, R301, Mastiff, Sentinel.
I'd say Wingman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because I'm not the greatest
with it. It's such an
it.
unforgiving gun.
Yeah.
If you mess with that, you're screwed.
Yeah.
What are your top 5 characters? Not even based on usage, just general how much you like
Like
him.
what I like about him.
Starting with your favorite, if you had to choose one.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, if I'm not just like my favorite characters that I just not my favorite that I use or like my quote unquote main, I would say my favorite character is probably Pathfinder. Just because I think he's cool.
He's just a fun character.
Yeah, I think his design is cool. His yeah, everything about him is just freaking fun. But I like Pathfinder, Mirage, Octane. I do like Bangalore, and then probably I don't know. It's like a toss up between a couple, between like Crypto and Bloodhound, and I think Caustic's cool. The idea of Caustic and how he's like a mad scientist and stuff. So yeah, it's a toss up at the end.
Yeah, Caustic's
I just honestly kind of like all the characters.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. Is like, what other game like do you really kind of like all the characters? Mortal Kombat maybe.
Gears of War.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do a looking back for
1, 2, and 3.
No, just Ultimate Edition.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Because we played that game for hours on end.
Yeah, well, that's what we were playing.
Literally. All right,
we were
guys.
literally playing Gears of War 4 before Apex came out. Like that's the game I was playing.
Oh, yeah, that is true, huh?
Yeah.
I'd probably go with number 1 being Pathfinder, number 2 being Watson, number 3 Mirage, number 4 Bangalore, and number 5 probably Loba. Yeah, they got a lot of good characters.
You know, I know it's like the freaking PC thing to do in the nowadays, right? All girl power, but I really think that the female characters in this game are like strong.
Well, I think that
And they're, I just think it's cool.
I mean, I think that they did make a pretty good diverse cast of characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue that people have is we don't need you to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we know, like,
Right.
you use Gibraltar's backstory to talk about his, his preference, or how Bloodhound's non-binary,
Yeah.
you can use your storytelling for that, but you don't need to tell me, hey, like, we made a gay character, like, okay, like,
Yeah,
all right.
like it doesn't matter either way.
It's not why I'm playing your game. I just
Yeah.
want good gameplay and fun times, which is almost 90% of the players in the world. Even the people that they're trying to represent, the people that are even trying to represent just want a good game. Like, let's just focus on that. But that is Apex's strong suit, is its diverse cast of characters. You never feel like you're playing as the same character.
No.
And that's what's really cool about it, is because no one wants to play as the same Marine who sounds like the Marine next to him, or like just stuff like that. Because if you play Call of Duty, it's all kind of boring, except the new one, 2019. They did a really good job of creating nice, different looking characters.
Yeah, and I think the other awesome thing about the game is the skins for each character.
The skins are great. The
There's a lot
skins
of
tell a
good
backstory,
Yeah.
and one of the things I have an issue with, though, talking about skins, is the events they have. So you have the Iron Collection, the Iron Event, which was like their second major event, where you had like the Empress, Watson, but the packs alone. So a pack for 3 items costs $7, $7 US. So I think the first event, which was about Bloodhound with his their heirloom item, was about $230 to complete.
Was it really?
Yeah, this is all digital only, non-game changing content. Like, I think that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest issues Apex has when it comes to its premium currency and its monetization, is that it's a little ridiculous. I think $18 for a legendary weapon skin, character skin, a banner literally is like a flag that does nothing. Like, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
And that's $18 if they want to charge you for it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the downsides to it. And they kind of know, I think, like, oh, we're going to make this really cool skin. You're going to have to pay for it, but we know you're going to.
Yeah, and now with these events, the Apex packs are $7 for the event. So the legendary skins are $24.
Are they?
Yeah, they're not $18. They're $24.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Well, the
about that.
Watson one I looked at yesterday was $17.
Maybe I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. But either way, I just think they're charging too much.
Yeah.
I think literally a character on Gears of War 3 back in the day was $5. Or Mortal Kombat. A brand new character with a set of moves, like a ton of shit. $5.
Yeah, that's one of the downsides for sure.
I get they're free to play, but they already give us a season pass. They give us events. Like, how much monetization do you need?
Well, at this point, they're free to play. They've been around almost 2 years. I think they've made their money back.
More than enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can drop the
I
prices.
think I've probably dropped like $600.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm right there with you.
I stopped in the last like half a year. I almost don't spend any money on the game.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't deserve my money. I already have a ton of shit, so
Yeah.
I like going through my catalog of items and using those. But I think one of the things that these games can learn from is like trading. You know, like what if I have a skin that you want and then you have a skin that I didn't get? You know, like you have a Santa Claus Chappie.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have that skin, but I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
I have the reindeer Octane.
Octane, which is horrible.
It's horrible.
Octane has some bad skins.
Oh,
But some really cool ones too.
Yeah, Octane.
Who's got the worst?
The worst legendary skins?
Mhm.
Oh, Chappie.
Mm,
100%.
yeah.
I hate all of his skins.
But what's the worst one out of all the characters that you could possibly think of?
I hate Watson's. Robot ones.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm not a fan of people, like, becoming robots. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
And they really... I mean, it's in the future, so why aren't they going to do it? But they focus a little bit too much on that.
Yeah,
With some of the
I
character
agree.
design. Like, Mirage has a ninja suit where he literally cuts off his limbs. Like, he's all robotic.
Oh, yeah.
And that main one I used to wear all the time.
Yeah, Ghost Machine.
Yeah, Ghost in the Machine or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't care for that. It's not for me at all. And
I do
think-
like that skin, though.
Or like Wraith with her bald skins. Like, why isn't there like a toggle the hair option? Like, put the hair on.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, it's fine. Sid Vicious from Toy Story
Yeah,
1.
yeah. We got Sid from Toy Story. So I think the biggest issue with the game that I want to talk about real quick is their skill-based matchmaking. And so not only are the randoms that you play a match with some of the most dog shit players you'll ever meet in your life, that it's like, okay, how are they on my team? But the champion squad's Apex Predators, like people who play this game all the time, they're very skilled at what they do, or they're good at sitting in a building a whole match just to get positive points. But when me and my brother play, he's probably like silver or gold in ranked, and I can be platinum, and we get, you know, even in a regular match, we match up with Apex Predators. My brother's KD is probably like 1 point something, or even worse, and I'm in my 4.0. And we're getting matched with people who play this every day, who don't miss a shot, who are extremely aggressive. And I just think it's really unfair, really. Like, I've even made a new account just to test it, and I'll play with my brother, and we're still getting players. It's like, well, how is a new player supposed to be introduced to this game if they're already playing people at a way higher skill level? So I think skill-based matchmaking for this game is a really bad idea, besides ranked, of course. You know, ranked is competitive, like guaranteed competitive. That's the whole point of it. But I think if you're playing a public match, it shouldn't be so aggressive or so intense, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but if it's to the point where my brother can't even do anything, or other people who just pick up the game to play it every now and then, I don't think that's really fair. I think it really makes people not want to come back to the game. So I think that's probably the biggest issue Apex has, and I think it's something that needs to be severely addressed. I don't know what their goal is with that, because I see people blowing them up on Twitter almost every day for it. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Eric?
Well, I think I don't know 100% on how everything works, to be honest, but I think the one thing they should try to maybe focus on is, if you jump into a game, like my level's 320 or something, right? And you jump into a game, you should be put into a lobby like between 300 400. Now, if I think you're at like what, 400 maybe?
I'm at 300.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just say you were 500.
But even then, that doesn't make any sense, because you're only like 20 levels lower than me. But if we put both of our stats next to each other, then how is that fair for you to be matched with me? when I can run circles around you. That's my point. Is that it needs to be based off someone's performance, so you're playing with people in the same group of performance.
Yeah.
And there just needs to be a better way around it, because we're playing with people who do better than me statistically based on their rank that we get to see at the champion squad.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that all works and what they could do to fix it, but...
I don't know either, and it doesn't sound like it's an easy task, so I'm not sitting here saying that they can't do it or they're being lazy. It just seems like something that's extremely difficult, and in some cases it does ruin the game, though, when you're just trying to play for fun and you got like the sweatiest people on the planet, like just rushing you, not missing a single shot, killing you the second you're down, so it's like, why even try to help you?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens a lot of the time.
Yeah, I usually just leave him there and he can just watch me play the rest of the match.
It's alright, I deal with it.
Yeah, I used to put on a show before Chappie got nerfed, but, RIP. So the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to, like, aggressors and, playing with certain people is we tried out the cross-play beta, which came out yesterday. Go check it out if you haven't. It's super seamless. You can add your friends on PlayStation or on the computer. We played with a friend of the show, Trevor. He plays a lot of Call of Duty Warzone, and it looked like he was able to pick up Apex again because he used to play on console when it came out and kind of get his grasp back on the game.
He was doing good.
No, he was doing good, and it was just really fun to play with somebody on a different platform. But the one thing that we all noticed is PC players are apparently the most fucking aggressive people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I was fighting a Gibraltar that was, like, getting all super, like, competitive esports and shit. He was, like, crouching like crazy while shooting me with an arm shield, so he's literally, like, a shield over his body.
Mm-hmm.
I still killed him, and it felt good, but I was just like, really, dude? Like, we're just in a public match.
I noticed
like,
that, too.
Like, dude, go play ranked or something.
Right.
What did you think of playing with people from other platforms? Did you think it was the same, or did you think it was a little too aggressive? You definitely have to play differently.
More aggressive, but that's a good thing. Well, it felt more aggressive, yeah. But for me, I'm not. That's why you call me the casual gamer. I really don't care as much. I'm still gonna play, but the one thing I do enjoy about Apex is the change. Some of the changes they make seem to change the way you play the game. You know what I mean? So now that I know if we jump into a crossplay match, I'm going to pay more attention to how people are reacting, how the trio is as a team. Is there one guy kind of veering off? Are they just hounding on one person altogether? That kind of thing. But it was fine.
Well, that's what I'll give him credit for, too, though, when it comes to Chappie's nerf, is I know now that I can't grapple into a fight and then grapple out literally 10 seconds later. Like, I have to be very smart about the fights I choose. So now I literally run into the fight, and then grapple out if I have to. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's what they've been doing, is changing it up. And, the big one now is just yesterday they changed the Wraith Naruto run.
The Naruto run?
That too.
Well, it's because statistically they found out she was harder to shoot while running than other characters, because she's the only one that has a different running animation to that extent. And my personal opinion, I just thought she always looked stupid anyway, so I'm really glad they changed it. Like, no one runs like that. Like, let's not do that.
Yeah.
It's dumb. So is Naruto. I'm just kidding. God, there goes half my listeners. People love that show.
I've never seen it.
I don't like anime. I don't fuck with that shit. Princess Mononoke, and that's it.
Mononoke.
Is there anything else you want to say with Apex? What's your overall review for Apex? What are some things that you hope they add in the future?
I need a new map.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice to have a new map. The one thing they really should add, and they had it, then they got rid of it, is solo.
Yeah, the fact that at the time of recording, you have trios, duos, and then ranked, and then limited time events, and then your generic public playlist. But yeah, they had solos in it once, and that shit was fun, dude.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Trying to find each other in a match was funny as shit. That's the biggest thing about Apex, is it feels like they're a little behind the ball.
Yeah.
I know the development team when the game came out was really small, and they admitted to that as it being hard to create new content. But I gotta imagine with all the money they made, whoever's not working on Titanfall 3 is working on Apex. If you're not working on Titanfall 3, go work on it. I would say solos needs to be added pretty damn soon, but crossplay is a huge step in the right direction. What's your review of Apex?
I'd give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. There's issues.
Yeah, with its error codes, crashing, matchmaking, the nerfs and buffs feel way too consistent to where you can't even get comfortable with a certain gun, a hop up, a character. There's just a lot that they did right with the game, and that's why it deserves the score it does, and it deserves a episode to look back on, because even though this game was late into the generation, it really stood out and made a name for itself. And so Respawn, if anyone's listening to this from the company, can you just stop working on Apex and make Titanfall 3 already? Or just add Jack Cooper to Apex Legends and give him wall running as a passive ability, because that would be dope.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just saying. So anything left on Apex for you?
No, I think that's it, man.
So besides the new map, is there anything else you want to see? Or because I agree. I agree that a new map,
solos would be great to actually have consistently. I think that's it. I mean, I'm pretty easy with it.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with everything you said. I mean, a new map, solos would be great. Just some more consistency on the game's build. It crashes a lot for some people. But yeah, that's going to be it. So Apex Legends is an extremely solid game. It is my personal favorite Battle Royale. If you haven't played it yet, go check it out. You're definitely missing out. It's free to play across all platforms. It will be out on the Nintendo Switch sometime soon, so keep an eye out. They do have plans for a iOS and Android version, for the mobile devices, but that's not till next year, they claim. So we'll see how that goes, but this is the It Just Works podcast. Thank you for listening. And Eric, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Really?
Yep,
that's it. That's all he's got, everybody.
Good night and good luck.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for listening. Bye.